but we act like he won all damn 6, 7 Super Bowls by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Ain't that the way we tee it up?
I mean, we do it with Michael Jordan the same way.
It's like, well, wait a minute, man. You know, there was some Tedy Bruschi's on your team, you know?
Speaking of which, speaking of whom, let's bring in former Patriot to this conversation, 3-time Super Bowl champion, Tedy Bruschi joins us on the Goodyear Hotline. Good morning, Teddy.
Max, Jay, Key, what's up, guys? How you doing?
What up,
Thanks for
brother?
having me.
So,
Yeah.
How late did you stay at the game?
No, I came home after the show on Countdown. We were down at Gillette Stadium on the plaza. Oh, I wanted to get out of that circus.
Oh, okay. So you didn't sit there and
I
celebrate.
watched it at the house, stayed up late, watched their post-game pressers, things like that, but I wasn't there for it.
Oh, okay.
So what was? Can you describe the atmosphere? Was it similar to other things you had? Oh, sorry. Right. No, you can't if you're not there. Clearly, Could you describe the build up to the game, Teddy? Like, was the atmosphere in terms of the build up similar to other things you'd experienced?
Sure. Not just build up of the game, Max, but like build up of the week, and all of Patriots fans all across New England sort of having a conflict of how they're going to feel, you know, and I think that was a lot of the big topic was how is Tom going to feel? How is Bill going to feel? The handshake, the post game, all of that stuff, and the fans, and they wanted to show appreciation, but they also wanted to show appreciation to the team, and I think one of the biggest cheers, if I recognize, my sons told me to, there was when Judon, when he sacked Brady. I mean, that's what they wanted to see too. So, I mean, I think they had their priorities straight. They called it well in the game about how, hey, there's your appreciation, but now it's time to start booing and getting on you because you don't play for the Patriots anymore. I think the Patriots fans had their priorities straight last night.
Teddy, you was there pregame. You got a chance to see Mr. Kraft, and he was there, and you know, others inside the building that were Patriot employees or whatsoever. What if you could share at all with us what Mr. Kraft told you about what he expected or what he was feeling?
They have a special relationship. I think RKK and Tom, the relationship they have is basically like RKK considers him another son, and that's how strongly he feels about it. I mean, Tom's whole family came up. They took care of him. They put him in a box. It's things like that. So there's a lot of emotions in terms of, man, I wish you were still here, but we know how moving on was something that had to happen. And Mr. Kraft still expressed like a desire to still win the football game. And that was important for me. He said it on the show when we had him on set with Randy and I. And I think Mr. Kraft still having that desire to even compete still for a championship without Tom Brady. That's what I got from him talking with him off set.
Teddy, last night, you know, you hear all these stories about how, and you know this from playing so long, and all of us athletes do, like what your preparation is for big-time games. Well, all I heard over the last couple of days is how that preparation has been slightly different for Tom. You know, he typically comes out, warms up. He didn't do that yesterday. He stayed in the locker room. Robert Kraft comes and visits him before the game, has a conversation. The tribute video, the things that kind of elicit emotion from players. How do you think he dealt with all of that leading into the game? Did you feel like he was pressing to begin the game at all?
Yeah, I think it was, well, Tom's the emotional creature out of the two in terms of Bill Belichick or Tom Brady. I mean, he's the one that's going to feel. He's the one that, you know, over the course of his 20-year career, he evolved in terms of relationships and people and his, you know, his sort of priorities didn't shift, but they just expanded. You know, you get married, you have kids, you get to know people and all of that stuff. All of that's very important to him. If you ask every teammate that he's ever played with, I mean, they'll express how good their relationship is with him. And that's how special of an individual he is. So, of course, he's going to feel that going into this game. I mean, the great quarterback that he is, and the compartmentalizing everything is almost impossible to a point where you walk through the tunnel and you even know the security guards and everyone there as you know, almost, I mean, probably a first name basis knowing Tom. So he had to deal with all of that. I know this is something that he wanted to just get over with, but I think definitely in the early goings, you could see how he had something to deal with emotionally and mentally, and he eventually did, and then they ended up winning the game. But yes, he had a lot to deal with emotionally.
Tedy Bruschi, ESPN NFL analyst, 3-time Super Bowl champion, and former teammate of the great Tommy Brady and the New England Patriots. Teddy, there's reports out there, obviously it's true, that Bill Belichick had a post-game 20-minute or so meeting with Tom Brady in the visitors' locker room. What do you make of that meeting opposed to the reports that were out there that they never met in person prior to the 20-minute meeting?
Yeah, that's something I didn't anticipate. Bill was always good at, no matter who it was, in terms of former players coming back or anything like that. I thought all that would happen was the post-game little quick hug that Bill gave Tom and they gave each other after the game. So I was surprised at that. But if I know anything about how that went, I'm sure just maybe something in Bill said, this is finally a different situation, and I need to go and talk to this man and express appreciation and just go have a conversation with him, because 20 years is something exceptional, and what we did together was exceptional. Hopefully that was it, because that's something that didn't happen before that point. So hopefully they had a little moment where they could just express appreciation for each other, and then the page now is formally, completely now just turned in New England.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.